So Vice President Kamala Harris made history. She became the first vice president to ever visit an abortion clinic. No president or vice president has done this before, and now conservative pundits are absolutely losing their minds. I could play you plenty of clips of them going off the rails about it, but instead, let's take a listen to Kamala Harris and hear her reasoning behind why she made this historic visit. Play the clip.
So many of you have asked, why am I here at this facility in particular? And I will tell you, it is because right now in our country we are facing a very serious health crisis. And the crisis is affecting many, many people in our country, most of whom are, frankly, silently suffering. After the United States Supreme Court took a constitutional right that had been recognized from the people of America, from the women of America, in states around our country, extremists have proposed and passed laws that have denied women access to reproductive health care. And the stories abound. I have heard stories of, and have met with women who had miscarriages in toilets, women who were being denied emergency care because the healthcare providers there at an emergency room were afraid that because of the laws in their state that they could be criminalized, sent to prison for providing health care. So I'm here at this healthcare clinic to uplift the work that is happening in Minnesota as an example of what true leadership looks like, which is to understand it is only right and fair that people have access to the health care they need, and that they have access to health care in an environment where they are treated with dignity and respect. And please do understand that when we talk about a clinic such as this, it is absolutely about health care and reproductive health care.
So I have to be honest with y'all. For years, whenever the subject of abortion would come up, especially during an election year, I would always just say that it was a wedge issue that conservative politicians like to use to appease the evangelicals and to tug at the church's heartstrings. I never actually thought it was a constitutional right that would ever be taken away from women. And I feel really bad and really guilty for being that naive. I mean, I knew the churches and the evangelicals definitely wanted it, but I didn't think that Republican politicians would ever actually get behind it, because I figured they would be willing to understand all the turmoil and all that could happen in the aftermath of a right like that being taken away. And now it's upon us, and we're living in that aftermath. And so many women out there are affected by it. We see women having to flee states to get the reproductive care that they need. There was a study came out that said since Roe versus Wade was overturned, 64,000 women have become impregnated by rape. And most states are saying that they would force a woman to carry her rapist baby. And that's the nightmare now that we all live in. But people like me and all of us really should have listened harder and took them serious when they said it. Because here's y'all a clip of Donald Trump back in 2016 saying he had every intention of stacking the Supreme Court with pro-life justices. Take a look at this clip.
The court overturned Roe v. Wade.
Well, if we put another 2 or perhaps 3 justices on, that's really what's going to be, will happen. And that'll happen automatically, in my opinion, because I am putting pro-life justices on the court.
Now, folks, I may have been naive and thought that this would never happen, but I do remember when Donald Trump said that. And I remember saying to myself, well, Hillary Clinton may not have been my first choice for president, but if he stacks this Supreme Court, that could really be bad. And here we are. And now he's out there bragging about this. He's bragging about taking away a constitutional right for women. Play this clip.
Because for 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it. And I'm proud to have done it. They wanted to get it back, right? You wouldn't have that. There would be no question. Nobody else was going to get that done but me. Yeah. And we did it. And we did something that was a miracle.
So they warned us that it would happen. Then they went out and did it. And now they're sitting around bragging about it. And when asked, would he like to see a national abortion ban after 16 weeks, Donald Trump had this to say.
Do you think that could be politically acceptable?
So we're going to find out, and pretty soon I'm going to be making a decision. And I would like to see if we could do that at all, Howie. I would like to see.
So I think it's high time that all of us starts listening and all of us starts paying attention and all of us keeps women in the front of our minds when we go to the poll come this November. But before we go, I want to take you back to Kamala Harris at the abortion clinic and listen to what she had to say in her closing remarks. These are powerful.
In this environment, these attacks against an individual's right to make decisions about their own body are outrageous and in many instances just plain old immoral. How dare these elected leaders believe they are in a better position to tell women what they need, to tell women what is in their best interest. We have to be a nation that trusts women.
She's absolutely right, and we all need to be listening to women. And again, we all need to have women in the front of our minds when we go to the poll in November, because Donald Trump is out there bragging about taking this right away. He doesn't care of all the turmoil and all the trauma that he's caused in people's lives because of it. He's happy about it. And he's out there with no new ideas. Here's the thing about it. This is the point I really want to make. Used to, when abortion was on the table, there was other subjects and other ideas being talked about, and sometimes people would side with this Republican candidate over here because they thought he had some good ideas about this or he had some good ideas about that. Donald Trump has no good ideas about nothing. Donald Trump is talking mass deportation. Donald Trump is talking being dictator on day one. Donald Trump is talking about terminating the Constitution. Donald Trump is doubling down on all of his rhetoric. So do you think he's going to stop at a 16-week abortion ban? Do you think he would just stop there, or would he go all the way with it? Because what we're talking about is a fascist dictatorship here. That's what's headed our way. So you may have some ideas on your mind that you're concerned about, and you may think that Donald Trump has the solution, but my question is, when has he ever offered a solution for anything? All he's ever done is run this country in the ground. All he's ever done is talked about how we're a third world country, we're a nation in decline, and only he can fix it. But he never tells us how he's going to. He only goes out and brags about rights that he's taken away. And to every person out there who had a woman in your family, be it your daughter, be it your sister, be it your mother, whatever the case may be, that had to flee states to get the care she needed, you need to keep in the front of your mind that Donald Trump was bragging about that. All the turmoil that you and your family went through, he didn't see a problem with it. And the sad part is a whole lot of them won't see the problem with it until it happens to them. But let's not do that. Let's not wait until it happens to us before we give a damn. Let's start giving a damn about women right now, because we failed them. And this is one of those things that we're going to have to make right. It may take years. I don't even know if I'll see it in my lifetime. But we got to keep fighting the good fight to restore women's rights to where they should be. Because Donald Trump, if he's our alternative, we're screwed.